Here's another one from Thomas. Do you find that some customers, this is for Carter, do you find some that customers start a conversation in the morning to make a reservation, finish later in the day? Can you manage this type of transaction, or does the customer start from the beginning again? And I think you've said this, but let's say it again.
No, and this is all credit to how Quiq manages asynchronous conversations. I'm not aware of how other platforms do it. Presumably they do, maybe not as elegantly as Quiq does. But yeah, so there's this whole concept in asynchronous messaging on the Quiq platform that conversations go inactive. And inactive conversations are not managed by the agent. The agent doesn't have to click a button and say, oh, this one went inactive. There are system timers. And so after a period of inactivity, Quiq says this looks like a conversation that's gone dormant, an inactive conversation, and it doesn't remove it from the platform. It moves it down to a queue that the agent can see, and he or she can have multiple inactive conversations. And those just sit there, and then when the customer comes back and says something, it moves it back into the queue for the agent. So we try as much as possible to keep those interactive conversations with the agents that they started with, in the hopes that they can just kind of pick up the dialogue and continue. But then there's all these foolproof ways, like if the agent left for the end of the day and the customer comes back an hour after that, Quiq quickly grabs that conversation and moves it to the next available agent. So it goes into their queue. Quiq does this brilliant job of summarizing conversations. So if another agent picks it up, they don't have to go back and scroll up and down and read the entire transcript. They get this really beautiful AI summary of what the conversation was about. That really helps our agents from having to go back and say, like, well, what was this about again? So yes, I would not say the majority of them have that much of a gap between first interaction and final interaction, but a conversation can stay active. Now I'm racking my brains. I think for 12 hours. And so if after 12 hours it's still inactive, we close the conversation. But that doesn't necessarily look like anything on the customer side. It just means it's out of the queue. It's out of the workload that we're trying to manage. And so 2 days later, if the customer comes back and starts again, it doesn't look any different on their end, and it just goes to the next available agent. And again, all these other things we have, like the transcript summaries, help that next agent kind of get back up to speed. So there's no disconnect button in a messaging interaction. That's by plan. These can go interactive because you might have gotten distracted or whatever. But while it may not be active on the Quiq platform, there's nothing that prevents you from going and typing another message, and that just opens up everything again at exactly the same spot where it was left off. So it is again another example of the beauty of asynchronous conversations.